Good evening, everybody. It is 6 p.m. We do have quorum. I'm going to go ahead and call this evening's meeting of the Board of Zoning Appeals for the City of Florence to order. First item on this evening's agenda is approval of the minutes from the June 25th meeting. Minutes have been submitted to members of the board in ample time to review. Are there any changes or amendments to these minutes? They're being done. Do we have a motion to accept the minutes?
I make a motion to accept the minutes that, from our regular meeting on June 25th, 2026.
Thank you, Ms. Gregg. Thank you, Mr. Poston. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. Minutes are approved. Next item on this evening's agenda is BZA hearing number 2026-13. It's a request for a variance from the parking space design for residential uses. Location is 1032 Middleton Street, tax map number 01761-04-012. Owner of record is Belinda Muldrow. The applicant is Belinda Muldrow. And the lot is listed as NC 6.1. The board will now hear from city staff.
Good evening. Thank you so much for coming back.
Yes, ma'am.
Appreciate that. This parcel is located on Middleton Street, which is in North Florence, and it's a single-family neighborhood, and this is the location up-close picture of it. It is zoned NC 6.1, which is single-family detached houses only on small lots. So according to the Unified Development Ordinance regarding parking in residential areas, parking spaces, it says a person may not park a motor vehicle in the front yard or side yard of a residential property except in a driveway or on an improved surface as listed below. The total area designated for parking shall not exceed 35% of the front and or side yard area. And an area on a private residential lot is considered a parking space if it's at least 9 by 19 feet, does not encroach upon a public sidewalk, it's surfaced with asphalt, concrete, or other approved material, and the area is accessible from the street. And then these are the surfacing requirement standards for off-street parking areas. And the applicant has submitted their explanation. The problem is they're having cars parked all over the front yard. And she says, I have my adult children living with me and everyone has their own car. I have several of my own cars. We can't stack them in the driveway because people arrive and leave at different times, and we would have to move multiple cars every time someone needs to go to work or leave. We don't want to park them in the backyard because the camera is on the front of the house and they get broken into when they're in the backyard where we can't keep an eye on them. So that was her purpose for asking for a variance from the parking requirements. The issues to be considered are that a variance from the terms of the UDO will or will not be contrary to the public interest. Enforcement of the code limits the number of cars that can be parked in the front yard of a house. That the spirit of the UDO will or will not be observed, safety and welfare secured, and justice done. The intent of the parking requirement for a residential zoning district is to prevent overcrowding and protect the residential character of a neighborhood. That there are or are not extraordinary and exceptional conditions. While this lot itself is typical for the neighborhood, the number of drivers living in the house is unique to this situation. That these conditions don't generally apply to the property. Beyond the fact that a larger than average number of drivers live here, there's nothing unique about the subject parcel itself. They're all about the same size. That because of these conditions, applying the UDO to the property would or would not prohibit or unreasonably restrict using it. Application of the parking requirements to the request would result in the inability of her to park all over the front yard, but would not prevent the current use as a home. And that authorization would or would not be of substantial detriment to adjacent property of the public good, and the character of the district would or would not be harmed. Our comment is that excessive parking on unimproved surfaces is often seen as deleterious to the overall character of a neighborhood. And here are photos of the house with some of the cars. And as you can see from the lower right, they frequently park in the front yard there in front of the house. And then these are some adjacent properties. And this was in the middle of the day, so I don't know if neighbors have a number of cars as well. They're just all at work or school. But that was just for comparison. So that concludes staff's report.
Thank you very much, Elaine. Are there any questions for city staff from members of the board?
Yeah, this might be a question for the homeowner, but what is the rocks on the side over here? Is that not considered a
It looked like a parking area to me.
right? So, okay, so
And that would be an approved surface based on our standards.
And that was my question.
We typically approve rock or gravel areas to park on.
so if those cars were parked over there, it would be approved.
There wouldn't be a problem.
Okay. All right.
What is the total surface? That was a very good question as far as the rocks. What is the total surface area that they're only allowed at 35%?
35%.
What would be the area with those two if they utilize just the approved city standards for that? Is there any?
Just eyeballing it, looking at, if you look at this, it looks like that would pretty much be 35% or more actually of the front yard and side yard.
So if they could arrange some type of organization to park on not only the concrete but the approved gravel, then it would be fit for the.
Yes, sir.
And those are pre-existing, those, so we wouldn't, if it was over 35%, we wouldn't make them remove it per se. We would allow them to use the existing structures there, existing paving there, but, you know, if it wasn't 35%, they might have the ability to rock or pave even more to utilize it.
Well, that was another question. Would they be able to put rocks on the side that they're parking to make that conform?
Adding more to it would probably go over the 35%, but since that's already started as a driveway, I think we'd be all right with that.
And you mentioned that y'all went middle of the day. You know, I know when workers get home, and a lot of other aspects but that's the only one that came to y'all's attention. Was that through codes enforcement or?
It was through codes enforcement, yes.
And so there was no other ones in that neighborhood that came up other than this one?
I don't know about that.
Thank you, Ms. Lane.
Can you back up to the picture where it shows, it's like a Dodge Charger, red, Cadillac black? Yeah, upper right-hand corner. So just to clarify, the concrete driveway belongs to this house. The gravel driveway on the right-hand side belongs to this house.
That's right.
And then the bottom picture, those three looks like old concrete parking spaces belong to this house.
I think those are just areas where the grass has been.
Oh, there's dead grass. Okay, okay. I got you. Okay. All right. Are there any other questions for city staff from members of the board? All right. Thank you, Willie. Is the applicant here, Ms. Muldrow? Hey, if you don't mind, please step up to the podium. State your name clearly into the microphone. I'm going to swear you in.
Good afternoon. I'm Miss Belinda Mudrow.
Hey, Ms. Muldrow, do you promise that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead. You just kind of give us a rundown of what's going on.
Okay.
Briefly.
I'm sorry about that.
Go ahead.
Yes, they told me about the property. What happened was the lady next door beside us, she has a dog, and her dog got into one of the neighbors' yard.
Right.
And they called the dog man on them. So when they called the dog man, I guess she assumed I called him because they be in my yard. But I be at work. I go to work, so it doesn't make a difference. It didn't bother me. So what happened was she called and told that, I have a car with the car with no tag on it. But all cars have tags and insurance, and I drive them. But
Sure.
me and her cleared it up. She moved from me next door, told me she did it. She apologized or whatever, but it's fine. I mean, God bless her. It's no problem. But that's what the problem. That's how it started. That's what it was with the cars.
All right, so well, let's focus on the actual cars.
Okay.
All right, so according to the notes here, you have 8 that are living there?
Yes, sir.
I hope you're charging them rent. I just got my stepson out of the house. I
Ooh,
apologize.
don't say nothing about it, please,
no.
please. Ooh, I'm waiting.
But you know, so you've got 8, so that's 8 cars, but you have the concrete driveway and the gravel driveway. And you mentioned that safety's an issue. There's a camera in the front but not in the back, so you don't want to park in the back.
Yeah, we have one, but it's we come out the yard. It's
Yeah.
like back there in the back.
You're right?
It's like a dark part. I mean,
Sure. Yeah.
you're coming out, you're going out there. Sometimes I have to be to work at 5 in the morning. Sometimes
Right.
I be at 6. It depends what schedule I'm on. So walking out in the back, in the front, everybody sees everything. Everybody
Yeah.
sees everything. The neighbors, everybody, and everything. So it's much safer
Yep.
than going way around that house and keep going. And then if I'm at work and block one of them in, how's they gonna go to work?
I got you.
And I did spoke to the neighbors and everybody, which everybody, half of the people in the neighborhood brought me the paper, the letter to the house. We got this letter for you, such and such, such, I don't know, such and such. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. It's just a letter for me to go up there to the city council. Like,
Right.
you know, point blank period.
Sure. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I just didn't know, I mean, are there any other options?
Oh,
I mean, like, I know it's like to shuffle cars, but concrete driveway, gravel driveway, it looks like you've got 3 dead spots there that could be easily graded and filled in with gravel to make spots. But then again, now you've got, excuse my language, but a house is going to look like a used car lot in a neighborhood. So that's kind of the concern, is the aesthetic protection. I mean, it looked nice. I just didn't know. It sounds like you're kind of stuck there. Yeah. Okay.
And
ahead.
furthermore, this ordinance was created to preserve the residential character of y'all's neighborhood and appearance. So, the way Chairman sounded, one starts, then you got cars everywhere in pretty much everybody's driveway. But as far as the cameras in the rear, that sounds like a pretty simple solution nowadays.
yeah, everybody have cars all over the yard.
Yes,
I mean, everybody in Wilmot has it. It's not a HOA. Everybody have their cars all over the yard, on the grassway, all over.
Well, now, do you have a HOA?
No, we're
Okay,
not.
now, HOA would be a lot more in-depth than this.
No, we don't have it out there. We don't. No.
I got a question from Ms. Elaine. May I ask you, is it permittable for them to park on the curb, inside the street and on the curb side? Is that permittable?
No.
That wouldn't be safe. Because people come by and they'll be don't hit you on the side of the road.
Yes, ma'am.
So it wouldn't be safe to park like right there by the box or on the side of the road.
Well, here's one of my concerns
Yes, sir.
is that if we approve this for you, okay, then, I mean, the ordinance is there for a reason, okay? Like, we just don't want cars parked in the front yard. It's just not appealing to the character of neighborhoods, okay? So my problem is if we approve it for you, then we're gonna have to come and people are gonna come and want these to approve it for everything, okay? And I mean, you got a good gravel spot there, and I feel like you have enough room to park cars there.
This is we double parking.
Yeah.
And so if we double parking and somebody got to get out and go to work, how we do that?
Yeah.
Well, I
mean-
mean, that's, that's, I mean, my position would be you move them the night before and get it ready then. But my problem is if we approve it for you, we're gonna have to prove it for, I mean, the ordinance is there for a reason. And there's no special hardship in my mind. I mean, you got a good backyard that you could park them in. Is it fenced off back there?
No.
If it's in the back, it's not a
It's
problem, not a
It's
problem.
not directly addressed now.
Okay. And so it would be a problem enhancing security or making some bit of effort to make that usable in the rear of y'all's property?
Where at?
If you look right beside your barn, looks like you got a pretty good size in the back, as well as Mr. Tuning said on the side. And Mr. Williams, if you just coordinate every day, try to make it some bit organized where one person's leaving, and sounds like you're creating your own hardship here. So I'm just trying to understand.
I ain't trying to create no hardship, sir. That ain't something I'm trying to do. Because somewhat like she works at night.
Yep.
So if she's at work, her car there, and then if they call me in to go and I got to move and
Right.
this car here, that car there, and that one, how can we get out or?
Yeah, I understand that. We're just trying to find a solution before we either outright approve or outright deny the request.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Just trying to find a way to shuffle these cars, because even that gravel driveway to the, which I guess to the right of your house, it looks almost 2 cars in width. So that would essentially give you 3 cars side by side, 2 on gravel, 1 on concrete that you could go too deep. I don't know. I'm just doing a little Tetris math in my head here. But yeah. But again, you know, just like Mr. Edwards was pointing out, you know, the criteria we use for granting variance requests, a lot of it has to do with how does it impact the utilization of the property? Where you park, does it impact whether or not you can use it as a house? That's the big hang up, this kind of stick in there. So we're just trying to find a way to make this all work. You know,
I understand
So,
what you're
yeah.
saying.
yes, ma'am. All right.
Say something.
Yeah, go ahead, Ms. Gregg.
So, like he was saying, the variances in the zoning was done, you know, previously. So where you had your, it looks like 3 cars across the front. Would you be able to like put the 3 cars, like when you looking at the house on your right side, would you be able to put them 1 on the driveway and maybe 2 on the grass, or the gravel part? That's what he was trying to. Instead of putting it directly in front of the house, but over to the side, like the picture in the top right. Instead of you parking them directly in front of the house, would you be able to put them to the side?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we saying. We put them on the side. If all 4, 5 cars go right on the side, how's we gonna get out? You know what I'm saying? That's the thing.
Right. Yeah, it's going to require some shuffling, but if you can do that, then that would alleviate, you know, a lot of what's going on here. But the biggest problem is anything going to the left of that driveway. If I can just, I guess, simplify it that way. I know there's a lot of shuffling and you moving, and it always happens when it's raining and it's 4 in the morning and you're late. That's my experience.
And then that gravel, I mean,
Yeah.
that grass is coming back up on that.
Yeah,
So when it come
yeah.
back up and you got to keep putting that down there in
Yeah.
the rain, I mean,
Yeah, it's a pain to fight it, but
yeah.
it would if you could do that, it would alleviate us having to either approve or deny, and you know, we're just trying to find a solution. But yeah, okay.
Does how many people work at 5 o'clock in the morning?
Usually I go. My son goes at sometime 12, sometime at 1. He goes at different times. Sometime
Okay.
12, sometime 1 o'clock.
And who else works in the house? Like how many? Like you said, there's 8 cars and everybody works.
Yeah.
And what is everybody's schedule?
I goes at sometime at 5, sometime I go at 7. Depends on what
Yes, ma'am.
police I'm working at. She goes at 5.
At night? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then when she get off at it, or either if she have to go in for another shift, 'cause we do home health. So you go in whenever
Yep.
they got the shift open. Then my son, he does Amazon, so he goes in, we go get his package. So it might be 12 o'clock for him, it might be 1 o'clock for him, you know, that.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions for the applicant from members of the board? All right. Thank you, Ms. Mulder. Is there anybody else who wishes to be heard either for or against this variance request? Yes, ma'am. Same thing as before, just stick your name clearly into the microphone and I'll swear you in.
I'm a little.
That's right, you can pull it down.
Okay. I'm Zanice Ford.
All right, Ms. Ford, do you promise that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
So I do stay at the house. Being that we put gravel down on the side of the house. We, as my mother was saying, we would have to double park these cars.
Yep.
It's very, very hard for us to try to get to work because we all work different schedules. Sometimes this is my first time seeing my mother in 2 days because of our work schedule. I may be coming in the house from work and my brother probably got there 5 minutes before me, 10 minutes before me. It's very hard in order for us to try to maneuver all around this.
Sure.
My mother has been staying at this residence since 1975. She was born in 76, meaning it was built the year before she was born.
Right.
This is her grandparents' home.
Oh, okay.
These cars have been like this for years. Nobody in the neighborhood has problems. Like we said, we were meant to get the forms and stuff because nice young lady over there in the corner, she told me that we can, ask members of the neighborhood to come out and stuff. But people don't do that when it really has nothing to do with them. Nobody ever complained about these cars ever until the situation with the lady, the new neighbor who came next door, until her situation happened.
Right.
The lady, what's your name, ma'am?
Elaine,
okay. Miss Elaine, she made it aware to me that you basically need an exit to get out. If you guys look right there, we have a screening porch. Our screening porch is turned to the side where our driveway, we have a walkway and then we have a driveway where the black Chrysler is. That's the way we get out our porch. And we have a door right there. The side of the house that the cars were parked on, where you see the grass spots at with the grass disappeared, that's where we always park cars to. Every car has insurance, every car has tags on them, everything is paid and up to date with every car. We never had a problem, but this will cause a lot of heartache and headache on us, which is why we took out the variance, because that's a lot.
Yep.
Being that if I got to go to work at 5, I have to leave at 4 because I work 30 minutes away. I have to go in the house, grab 2 sets of car keys plus my car keys to try to even get out to go to work. I'm gonna be late, and I'm gonna miss money.
I understand.
'Cause I'm late.
Well, thank you, Ms. Ford.
Did y'all, you said y'all took out the variance. Did y'all become aware that this was a violation once codes enforcement approached y'all, or did y'all?
Well, when they sent out sheriff mama, was it the sheriff that brung it?
It would have been codes enforcement.
Somebody called or brung the paper to the house, and that's when we were really in awareness of what was going on. That's how we knew about all of it. We never knew nothing happened, and then that's when it was brought. The lady, she was like, well, she ended up moving, her and all her children, y'all. There was a lot of kids and a lot
So
of
y'all
dogs.
wasn't aware of actually that ordinance, and then y'all approached Elaine, she walked y'all
Right.
through what y'all can do, and that's why you're here.
And that's why we're here.
Gotcha.
Because she told me that would be the easiest way to try to maneuver around it. We did try. You see, we got that gravel was not over there. We end up getting it, but if you look on the picture, the grass is growing all up on it.
Yep.
Get to cutting it, we're gonna take the lawnmower up again.
Well, you mentioned the grass. If it does grow over it, I believe the city said it's still permissible if the grass does grow over the
Oh,
grass.
the gravel, yeah.
Yeah. So
You won't be able to see it. Oh, if we park it on the side of the car, side of the house.
Yeah, where the
Because that's where we
gravel's
could
at.
park.
Right.
So we're going to have to park maybe 5 cars over there. 5, 6 cars at the most.
Okay.
That means 2's going to be on the outer, 2's going to be in the middle, and 2's going to be on the end. If I park my truck, I got a big truck. If I park my truck in the middle, or my truck gets stuck in the middle, how would I get it out?
Leave all the keys at the front. That way somebody can crank it
Now,
up.
think about somebody breaking our house. Now the keys at the front door. Now they done stole all our cars. We ain't got no cars.
Well, the biggest concern is Mr. Edwards so finally put it, that if we allow one person to do it, the whole neighborhood.
Well, the
could
neighbor,
eventually turn this in.
multiple people out there in the neighborhood has cars that's places that they don't supposed to have them. If you want to say it in that order. It's many people out there like that. But with the situation that happened, we were the only ones pointed out because of the situation that was going on at the time.
But, and this is, so we're just the appeals board, okay? Mm-hmm. So you're just appealing to us to allow you to do that, okay?
Right.
And so our problem is that we're going to be setting precedent, allowing people to do that, okay?
Right.
So it's
Understandable.
not against you or any, your family. It's the problem is that, we want to make it work, but we can't set precedent allowing people to park their cars in the front yard like that. Okay? And I understand like your situation is, it is unique, but it's not, that's just our problem with it. Okay?
So what is a solution that can work for you guys, well, for the city of Florence, and also for us? Because that's just not going to work at all. I drive a Bronco.
Right.
Pretty hard to get that Bronco out in the middle of 5 cars.
Yes, ma'am. Jerry, you said?
I mean, I think as the code sits, I mean, we could definitely work with them to identify 35% of their yard, and if they're not maximizing that, then they could put down some more rock or improve that surface to increase that area. But we could easily look at that on GIS and help them determine that. And also there might be some different parking arrangements. I mean, you might could use the driveway as a drive aisle and angle park, you know, cars in. One of our or other applicants had that suggestion. Showed you know there might just be some other layouts that could work where folks could get in and out, more like a parking lot kind of arrangement where you know drive in and use that as a drive aisle and then park on the side. But we'd have to look at it and measure it off to see what we could maximize. And they're also welcome to use, you know, the rear yard as parking as well, and you know, any of that. So and I mean, I have 2 children at my house and boyfriends and girlfriends,
Yeah.
and we're playing
Yes.
musical cars all the time. But we managed to keep ours in the driveway.
Okay.
And you know, it's complicated at times, and you know, mine gets buried up sometimes. But
Sure.
we get it out. You know, so that's just the way it is.
And the main focus is utilizing the existing driveway and then the gravel to the right. Is that correct? Okay.
That's correct. I think
That's
all
what we're
that is
focusing on this for.
permissible as it is.
Yeah.
And we could look and see if they could take
Okay.
advantage of any more, or they might be maxed out. We'd have to measure all
And
that.
what you mean by that would be like extend the driveway to the left, put more gravel like where that white car is.
That's right. If they're not maxed out on their 35%, we'd have to measure all that. Yeah.
Would that be something you would consider, Ms. Ford? Letting the city kind of take a good look at your lot, do the math, see what's available?
We can do that.
Okay.
But now I can say the rear yard, which is the backyard.
Right.
We got 2 barns back there.
Yep.
And if you look in the last picture on the bottom, when you see the 3 clear spots in the front yard,
Right.
our neighbor, he has a dog fence and a big old barn right there too.
Yep.
The space is tight.
Sure.
I mean, it's not like we're on acres
No.
where we can really be able to,
Okay.
you know.
Go ahead, Ms. Gregg.
So what he's saying is where the black car is.
Yes, ma'am.
The question.
So say you come in, where we're saying that's the middle row. He's talking about maybe helping you figure out how to drive your car like on an angle. You know, like when you go to Piggly Wiggly, all the cars kind of on the angle.
Tilt.
So you can kind of get in and out. So that would be a consideration for you to.
Y'all don't think that's gonna be junky?
No,
It'll be organized, which from an aesthetic point of view is a lot better than what we have right now.
Well, this right here, this picture that was taken,
Yeah.
my brother, because my brother drives the orange Charger.
Yeah.
He pulled up in the yard, like
it-
just to run in the house, and he was coming back out.
Right.
He doesn't even park his car right there.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know.
Right.
And if you look, this car, the Chrysler, we are trying.
Sure.
The Chrysler is where the black Chrysler is double parked.
Yep.
It's a car behind the Chrysler. You know, so we do try.
Yes,
We are trying.
Yes,
Just pretty hard.
So what you're suggesting is that the city take another look, measuring tape.
We can,
Okay.
we'd be
That-
glad
that-
to work with them on
okay.
that and
Okay.
help them maximize any space that's available there.
Okay.
Or they could be maxed out once we look at it.
Okay.
We just have to actually measure it and
Okay.
calculate it. But that's simple to do.
Is that okay, Ms. Ford?
Sounds okay.
Ms.
Mom?
Muldrow, you're not mic'd, but is that okay to you? You want to step up?
I can't see you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, now, the understanding is now if the city takes a look and brings us right back to where we are right now, you have to come back, and then we're going to vote. So, but this gives us a chance to utilize what you have, move some stuff around, do some math, and then go from there.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand that. But that's, I understand that. But that's,
Yeah.
I work with DSS kids.
Yes, ma'am.
I got to keep taking off.
I know.
That's the thing. I don't been up here probably like
Right.
4 or 5 times. I got to keep getting off from work.
All right. Well, you can send one of your 7 representatives that live in the house.
They can't go. I don't think they can deal with them kids.
I understand.
Quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I was told by, I forgot the name. What's her name?
Elaine.
Elaine.
Miss Elaine. Thank y'all. I'm so sorry.
There you
Bad
go.
with names. I was told by Miss Elaine that if people in the community were to either show up to the meeting or to write a letter,
Yeah.
would that help? Like, how would we go about that? What would that do?
Let the city take a look and see what they can do. If the city comes back and says, you're stuck, then you can ask your neighbors. It helps to have those on either side, front and back, to have their opinion.
Right?
And they're welcome to come up here. It's easier. They can just write a letter or send an email. Just tell them whether or not they support you being able to do what you do right now. And that kind of sways opinion, because if the neighbors don't mind as much,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
That's
so
not a guarantee. It's just, it helps.
it helps.
Yes, ma'am.
So what would they need to have? Because when I get back, I'll ask them. I'll say, well, hey, if you guys don't mind,
Sure.
I could do, because no one stays on this side of us no more, because we stated the lady, she's not there.
With the dog, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But we can get the man on the front of us,
Yeah.
the person behind us,
Sure.
you know, the ones around us. What would they need to have, including in this letter?
Well, just let the city do their job first and figure out where they are. And then it may turn out that you don't even need the neighbors involved.
Right.
But all they would need to do is just say, I'm fine with things as they are, you know, or I want those cars gone. One of the two. So, yeah.
That'll work.
Definitely. All right. So, go ahead. You don't have to raise your hand.
Okay. Okay. Even when the neighbors came, when they got the letters, they gave me the letters and told me, well, we got this letter for this right here, for this right here, this letter for you. They even don't have a problem with it.
Sure.
We've been living out there for years.
Yeah.
And all our neighbors out there, we don't have a problem with none of us out there.
Right.
You have it written though.
Yeah, we have to have it in writing. This is a quasi-legal hearing, because if somebody appeals this, it goes to circuit court, and we can't use, the neighbors said they were good. We have to have it in writing. Yes, ma'am. But I appreciate that. Or come in here and do testimony like this. Okay. All right, so if it's okay with everybody, let's do that. Let's have the city take another look, and we'll go from there.
Yes, sir. Thank
All
you
right,
very much.
thank you guys very much.
And from an official action, if you could defer that, that would be
Yes, sir.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So concerning this case, the chair is going to make a motion that we defer the votes on approving or denying this variance request based on city findings and working with the applicants.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. The motion to defer is approved. All right. Thank you, ladies, so much for coming. You're welcome to stick around for another riveting episode of the Board of Zoning Appeals, or you're welcome to leave. It's up to you. Next items on this evening's agenda is BZA hearing number 2026-14, request for a variance from the minimum lot. Oh, Lord. I've been staring at the computer all day long, too. Minimum lot area and width requirement for new parcels. Location is 1300 and 1304 West Palmetto Street. Tax map numbers 90047-06-011 and 90047-06-012. Owner of record and the applicant is David and Kathy Norris. Zoning district is NC 15. Board will now hear from city staff.
All right. This is talking about two long, deep lots that face on West Palmetto Street and are on South Edisto Street at that corner as well. This is a close-up of it. The houses do face on West Palmetto, and then they have deep backyards that are along South Edisto Street. And it is zoned NC 15, which is a 15,000 square foot minimum if they were to be brand-new lots. Most of these lots are in the 11 to 12,000 range. And also a brand-new parcel, when you create a brand-new parcel in the NC 15, it has to be 100 feet wide as well as have the 15,000 square feet. So they are proposing taking the rear of those two deep lots and creating a third parcel that would be 80 feet wide and have an area of about 11,200 square feet. So it would be undersized and not have quite the right amount of width or square footage, and it would leave the lots at right around 12,000 square feet, the remainder of those. And there are two lots immediately across Edisto Drive that do face on Edisto. Looks like somebody did something similar at one point, but instead of having them face on West Palmetto, they made them square instead of rectangular lots and had them facing on Edisto. I couldn't find any record of exactly when that happened, but those houses were built in 1992, I think it was. So that is what it would look like if they were to subdivide that parcel off. These are those standards from the code about the 15,000 square feet and the 100-foot width, and then the setbacks that are required and the impervious surface ratio, which is 40% in the NC 15. So this is a summary of the request. Right now, 1304 West Palmetto is over 17,000 square feet, and 1300 West Palmetto is almost 17,000. So right now, those are both do meet the area for the NC 15. But if they made the new lot C facing on South Edisto, drops all of them down to 11,000 and a little bit more. So for about a 20 to 25% decrease, undersized lots. The applicants submitted information saying these are very deep lots, and the back portion of the backyards is never used. Combining the backyards into a new lot and building another single-family house provides another housing option. So the issues to be considered: the variance from the terms of the UDO will or will not be contrary to public interest. The applicant's desire to essentially carve out a new lot of record from the rear yard of two existing lots. Leaving the lots as they are does not prevent the current use of them for the two houses. That the spirit of the ordinance will or will not be observed, safety and welfare secured, and justice done. The intent of the lot size minimum requirement for any particular zoning district is to ensure uniformity of lot sizes throughout a neighborhood and prevent overcrowding. That there are or are not extraordinary exceptional conditions. All the lots in this area are roughly 3 times as deep as they are wide, leading to deep backyards. 1300 West Palmetto is on a corner, so that backyard does have street frontage on South Edisto. So every intersection has up to 4 backyards along one of the streets. That these conditions do or do not generally apply to their property. We said that current lot sizes in the immediate vicinity range from just under 14,000 square feet to about 27,000 square feet for single-family lots. The subdivision was originally laid out with lots 70 feet wide by about 250 feet deep, so those dimensions do apply to all of the lots in the area. There's nothing unique about the subject parcels. That because of these conditions, applying the ordinance would or would not effectively prohibit or restrict using the property. Application of the lot size requirement to the request would result in the inability of the landowners to subdivide the parcels and prevent them from building a third house, but it would not prevent the current use of the 2 houses. And that authorization of variance will or will not be of substantial detriment to the public good or the character of the district. Because this is a corner lot giving the rear yard frontage along secondary street, if subdivided and developed, it would result in more dense development than is characteristic for this neighborhood. So here's photos of 1300 and 1304 West Palmetto Street, both of which face West Palmetto and are roughly 70 feet wide, those lots. And the pictures on the left are the backyard where they would put the new lot with a new house. And then the pictures on the right are the square parcels that are facing South Edisto Drive. So that concludes staff's report.
Thank you very much, Elaine. Are there any questions for city staff from members of the board?
Ms. Elaine, would this subdivision, if it was approved, would it require any additional public infrastructure or improvements from the cities?
I don't believe so. I think water and sewer are already
They
present.
just have to get a tap for each one?
That's correct.
Has any of the neighbors sent anything on this?
I have received one letter, and he's actually here.
Is that the letter you sent
Yes,
to
sir.
us? Okay. And these lots directly across the street that that are facing South Edisto, that you said 92, 93 around there, they are conforming to the 15,000 and the 120-foot frontage, which is
Yes.
the minimum of 100, and 15,000 is the minimum. So those
Area.
two, very good.
They are in conformance, yeah.
And we're talking about 302 and 304?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Correct. And that letter that you sent us, I don't have a copy of it here, but I briefly remember he indicated both of these current houses, they are used as rentals.
That's correct, yes.
Now, are they on the city rental or the registry?
They are, yes.
And they're listed as rentals.
And just to clarify, the actual variance request is,
Lot size and area, or, yeah, lot area and width to create a new lot, and the resulting remainder lots would also be undersized.
okay.
So it'd be 3 variances for each lot? Or variance for the size of the minimum
That's
square footage
correct.
for each one, so it'd be 3 of them.
That's correct, yes.
But the width, 100 foot, they're all suited.
No, the existing ones are only 70 feet wide, but they're pre-existing.
Okay. And the newest one would have to
It
conform
would
to
be
the
80,
100.
so it would need a 20% decrease.
Okay.
Oh, so they're asking a variance for the minimum frontage width as well?
So where's my chart? There it is. Yeah, it would drop the sizes of the existing lots down by about 20% underneath the requirement, and then the new lot would be 25% under the requirement.
And so the frontage of the new lot that they're planning to face Edisto, is that 100 feet frontage?
No, it's only 80 feet.
80 feet, so they have to get a variance for that as well?
Right.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Any other questions for city staff from members of the board? All right, thanks, Elaine. The board will now hear from the applicant. Mr. or Ms. Norris, either one want to come up and step up to the microphone? Sure, yeah. Just individually state your names into the microphone, or I'll swear you both in at once.
Kathy Norris.
Okay, and then just state your name, sir.
David Norris.
All right. Do the both of you promise that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
We do.
Okay, y'all go ahead.
Well, I did go to my neighbor there at corner of
Madison.
Madison and Edisto, and his words were, "I've always thought that was a great idea to build another lot." So I said, "Sir, do I have your approval?" He said, "Absolutely." So they're great people. We keep our properties up well. We keep great tenants in there. I've talked to a gentleman who's been a builder for us, Louis Hopkins, and he had great ideas for it. I just said, let me do my part. We would use him to possibly build a home, and it would, we actually have pictures of a home he's built before for us. They're beautiful, they're good looking, they bring value to the neighborhood. We had a home on a poinsettia that has burned, and we replaced it with a brand new home. That house just sold for over $300,000 on poinsettia. Average home in that neighborhood's 150. So we're not shabby people. We try to do something. We're just like anybody else, just trying to use the best of what we got to produce what we can. We're not, rental property's been a blessing to us, and we see it as a ministry somewhat. We serve people, and all we're looking is for good clients to treat our property kindly. So, anyway.
The area that we were looking to make the third property out of, we had a picture of the house that Louis built for us on Poinsett that we were just referring to. It's 1,600 square foot home, 50 feet wide, 35 feet deep. And a home like that still has the setbacks met and without any problem.
Yeah, I think it was 30 feet on the front,
On the
30
back,
feet on the back,
25 on the front.
25 on
and
the front.
I
That
think-
doesn't count the curved side. And there's one other thing. We not only knew about the house across the street, because I remember when they were developed, and they did turn those. We looked at a comparison down at the corner of Cherokee and Edisto, and their sizes doesn't even meet what sizes ours does. Now, we don't know if that's in the same
Zone area.
but we went down there, discreetly, put a tape measure out and did the whole thing. So, we knew that we had to qualify, and we spent quite a bit of money trying to get this surveyed to figure this out. So it's just one of those things, if we can do, we'd like to do.
All right.
Do you have a site plan of the house? You mentioned about conforming to all the setbacks. Have y'all gotten that far?
A site plan?
Yeah, where actually the building would be sitting.
Yes,
That
yes.
way, if
I think
this,
we presented
if
that
this
to
is
her.
approved, you wouldn't have to come back and ask for a variance for a setback or.
This is it
Well,
here.
is
I think this would be.
that's it.
Yeah, that's it there. That's what we do have by survey.
Yeah, okay, so is that that surely couldn't be the size of, I mean, is that the house itself?
No,
just
that's
the property inside the setback.
Right.
inside the dashed lines, I believe, is outside of the dashed lines are the setbacks.
Okay, so
Inside
anything
can be
built inside there, you're
inside there,
conformed to,
right.
okay.
Right.
Excellent, okay, gotcha.
Right.
And so you mentioned Louis Hopkins, you already have figures that it would fit all within there.
Correct.
All right, excellent.
And he would, of course, make sure whatever we decided would fit.
Fantastic builder.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
mentioned
he
the
is.
houses.
He's
They-
very
They're aesthetically,
Yes.
go with the character of the neighborhood.
And we got pictures of the home, if y'all would just let me show them to you, of the home we did build. It was a beautiful home. The only challenge I had with it, which this home wouldn't have, is that it faced the west. You couldn't sit on the front porch.
In the afternoon, because it would be
I'm an
so
outdoor
hot.
bug. But that's the home we built, and we're thinking possibly the same kind of thing.
Now, it would be facing the east with the back door in the west?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, beautiful.
I could sit on the front porch.
Very nice. Beautiful.
Yeah. There you go. Thank you.
And you mentioned rental's been a blessing to y'all. Now, as far as this third plan housing, would this be a rental as well, or?
No.
We've got a couple options. We've lived at the lake, Santee, for 10 years. We're thinking about coming back to town. We have a little house on the corner of Edisto
And Greg.
and Gregg Avenue. And we're thinking, you know what, maybe if we can sell our house at the lake and make some decent money, we can come back here and build us a new home. If that's not option one, we have a lady, I don't know if y'all know her name, Kathy Ham. She's quite a notable person, a little bit in the community. She's living in our residential home on Gregg just temporarily. She said, Mike, if that lot comes available, I'd like to have it. So we've got no,
Louis wanted it.
yeah, and Louis actually said, hey, I'd like to buy that from you. I said, Louis, I ain't asking you to do this. I said, if we build a home, we want you to, we've actually asked him for the cost, but he hasn't given it to us, so it's just whatever the option is, we want to present a good product for somebody that, that would enjoy a great home, and I think it'd be great in that area.
I absolutely agree, especially in that area. The thing that just stands out to me is you're looking at a huge area of this entire neighborhood. It's all developed, and there's all of them seem to be pretty much the same. I mean, there's some here and there, and you mentioned Cherokee Street. There's a vacant lot that's been.
Yeah, but that's right across the street is where they developed two houses. It faced Cherokee. They turned it on the side and developed two
And did
houses. And the lots,
Same thing.
the lots are unbelievably smaller compared to ours. What we're
But they still
proposing.
look great.
What proposed. If you
On
can-
Edisto?
They're on Edisto, and here's Cherokee here, and here's Edisto here, and they're right opposite of that big lot that you're talking about where the Lutheran Church is.
Okay.
That lot's been empty forevermore.
Right,
Right across the street, on the corner.
okay.
Two houses.
Yeah, yeah.
They used to
Yeah.
have one facing Cherokee. They turned those two on the side, and I believe, I have all those measurements somewhere. They're nowhere near the 80-foot across the front. And the depth is, I can't remember.
Yeah,
They were.
the whole area was smaller than what we're proposing. But now, they did what, Elaine, you had that picture of the ones across from what we're proposing, yeah. They did the same thing down there that these did here. They took two really long lots, cut them and made them two square lots facing the other direction. Same thing.
And if I remember right, the square footage is like 10,000 square feet.
The houses on the corner of Cherokee
Cherokee
and.
and yes.
My problem is,
10,800.
Yeah.
All right, I know we can make examples. Let's bring it back, board,
Okay.
to what we're talking about
Very
here.
good, very
Yeah,
good.
let's just stay focused on these lots. All right.
my problem is that now we got two conforming lots, and now we're gonna have three unconforming lots.
Yeah.
That's my biggest issue. And not even talk about one of the worst intersections and congested areas in Florence. Those are some of my issues with it.
Well, we're not diminishing, I mean, they're gonna have backyards still left, no doubt. I can't remember, there's I think we had it measured, there's like 50 feet or something or better on the backyards. And that driveway one driveway already operates out of Edisto.
Right,
And
the one
this
on
would be a
13.
single-family home, so I can assure you that if it's us, it's two people. We don't have children, blah, blah, blah. The lady that's also interested, she's a single woman, 72 years old. So I'm not talking about bringing a crowd of people in there.
Right. All right. Any other questions for the applicant from members of the board?
Yeah, can I switch over and ask the city one thing, Chairman?
Yeah, yeah.
Ms. Elaine, has there been any recorded variances recorded to splitting up any lots to y'all's recollection?
Not while I've been here.
Not while you're in this neighborhood, in the general vicinity?
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Elaine.
Any other questions for the applicant from members of the board?
Yes, do you have anything in writing from the neighbor you said was directly, I think that is to,
I'm sure I could get it.
that'd be to the south?
Soon as I said it, he said, I've always thought that'd be a great idea.
Yeah.
And he's very particular, and we like that. We're all
He
in.
keeps his grass. Every time I pass by there, it's just beautiful.
Yeah, and I keep mine. I tell my tenants, if you can't cut your grass, I'll hire somebody and charge you an extra $100 a month. I'm serious, and I'm dead serious. I am a very conscientious person, and I wouldn't do anything to violate anybody's.
Any other neighbors that reached out? Did you go next door and kind of just get
No,
their
he's
opinion?
really the only one there. I asked, I spoke to somebody, and they said, these people across the street, they're not engaged. One of them actually has a home for sale, so they're whatever. I just went to the one, this gentleman and I share our I actually allow him, but I guess it's city too, but I let him put his trash there, and the city comes by and picks it up, and so I know his conscientiousness. He asked me, could I allow him to grow some plants up on his fence? And I said, absolutely, because I care about other people's aesthetics, and by God's grace, you're not going to find a more conscientious person than me. I just care, because I care what you feel and what you think, and I'm not trying to violate anybody or make anything that wouldn't be an addition to our community. I think it would be.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And I understand you've gone through quite the extensive, research and hiring professionals and looking at this. But Mr. Williams, he brought up something very relevant, that you're taking two lots that are conforming, and then you're turning around and you're asking for three of them to be
Right.
ask for a
understand.
variance,
That's right.
and like the last case before, we're setting a precedent. Since anything we do here, they can always rely back and say,
I
well,
understand.
what's the difference in hardship? And so we got to see through those lines, and yes, aesthetically, the neighborhood, sticking to the character, providing, what the neighbors need, and making it aesthetically pleasing is what we're here for.
We just, nobody said anything. We just went by comparison ourselves. That's why we went all the way down. Cherokees, I think, would be in the same zone. And we measured across the street, and we saw that theirs was, theirs conformed. But we knew the ones there on the corner of Cherokee and Edisto, they definitely are under what we're proposing.
Any other questions for the applicant from members of the board?
No, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else who wishes to be heard either for or against this variance request? Please, sir, if you don't mind stepping up to the microphone and stating your name clearly, and I'll swear you in.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Lance Weldy.
Mr. Weldy, you promise that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
All right. I'm Lance Welding. I'm the person who, I'm one of the neighbors who emailed Elaine last week, and I know it's been a week. We slept since then, so you have a little bit of memory of if you had a chance, and I did send it the kind of last minute, so if you didn't get a chance to read it all, I'm a little wordy, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'll just give some highlights, and I've learned some new things tonight as well, so that also helps our decision making or whatever. So I live at 304 South Edisto. If you want to click to the embarrassing, it's not really embarrassing picture of, there's a lot of, not yard waste, but I actually cut a lot of the branches down right there. That's me right there. It's not as pretty as some of the other lots, but that's actually an old picture now because the city has come by and taken that up. But so I live right across the street from this proposed new parcel. I've lived there since 2019, so I'm quite familiar with the area. I have a few concerns and questions about this variance. The biggest would probably be how it would adverse the traffic congestion. You said that that's one of the worst intersections. I don't know how we would statistically prove that, but it feels that way. And its proximity to the intersection of Palmetto and Edisto, it feeds into 5 Points and goes to the beach. It's one of the busiest streets in town. Throughout the day, vehicles can be seen driving through or lining up on either side of the stoplight at Edisto. And I just fear that adding another driveway facing South Edisto is so close to that intersection will negatively contribute to the traffic congestion. And then over the past 7 years, I've witnessed numerous accidents at this intersection. Some of you are nodding, so you maybe have witnessed those too. You hear loud bangs, and there's like that utility pole with the stoplight box there. And I think some of that is because of this intersection. It's not a perfect grid. So when you transect that intersection, Edisto does not transect perfectly over Palmetto through it. You have to like veer to cross it. So you know what I'm talking about there. And I think adding another driveway facing South Edisto so close to the intersection could negatively contribute to the potential traffic safety issues there. And then you've just brought up kind of my second question about like the aesthetics of it and breaking up 2 to 3 that won't conform. But I guess my last point would be what is that third, what is the big need for doing that for this third lot? And we've heard tonight from David and Kathy, and I've never met them before. They look very nice people, and I appreciate their rental ministry that they like doing for the community. And I will say they do a great job with their lot. It's always pristine. They always have people taking care of it, so there's nothing along those lines. But so we know whatever they do with it, I just don't know if it would warrant a variance granting for that. And I think, Elaine, you also answered a question for me about the intent of these ordinances. And I think what you said, uniformity of lot size and to prevent overcrowding. And I think the prevent overcrowding one would probably fall under this. For me, kind of would be wary of granting that variance because it's just going to contribute to the congestion that feeds to that intersection right there. Again, I appreciate their coming forward and asking, like, is this a possibility? Should we consider it? I just had some concerns about what granting that variance would do for that specific intersection there.
Thank you very much, Mr. Weldy. Are there any questions for Mr. Weldy? Go ahead.
Yes, so you being a direct neighbor, I mean, you're going to see this every day and comment on their lot, they keep it up. Your main concerns are overcrowding, which that's very relevant here, as well as safety.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I think Mr. William made a good point that part of my thing was what are these ordinances for? What is the intent of them? And I think going from 2 conforming to 3 unconforming makes me sort of worry about it a little bit as well. But yeah, the safety and the contribution to negatively contributing to the congestion and the safety issues at that intersection is one of my big things. And I don't think adding another driveway on that is going to help matters.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Can I make one statement?
One second. Is that okay? You done?
Yep, I am. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you,
your
Mr.
time.
Weldy. All right, go ahead, Mr. Norris.
One point that I would make is that that driveway moves traffic along. It's not crowding up the corner. It's moving away from the corner. So you to come out of your driveway, you would go right, because there's no way to go left, because there's a median down that street. So the congestion thing, I think, would be simple. Just, I have to do it where I live right now. There's a tree on the state property at the corner of Gregg and Edisto, and I have to stick my nose out there and look around the tree. So, but the big point I'm trying to make is that you would be moving away from traffic. And I do remember particularly, I've lived in Florence all my life, that particular lot, the two houses that he's built on, that was a house facing Cherokee, and they turned it and did this. And yet their size is Palmetto, and yet their size does fit within the variance. I understand that.
Thank you very much. Is there anybody else who wishes to be heard either for or against this variance request? There being none, the chair will now entertain a motion to either approve or deny this variance request. And just as a reminder, this request does encompass all the requirements for the two existing lots and then turning it into a third lot.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead,
I'd like
Mr.
to
Preston.
Make a motion, based on the application, the Unified Development Ordinance, and the variance criteria, I believe the findings support denial of this request, based upon the following finding of facts: that a variance from the terms of the Unified Development Ordinance will be contrary to the public interest where, owing to special conditions, a literal enforcement of the provisions will not result in an unnecessary hardship. The property is already reasonably used as two conforming residential lots. Denial of the request does not create an unnecessary hardship, but simply prevents additional subdivision. Number two, that the spirit of the Unified Development Ordinance will not be observed, public safety and welfare secured, and substantial justice done. Granting the variance would reduce lot sizes below the standards established for the zoning district and would be inconsistent with the ordinance intent to maintain neighborhood character and development patterns. Number three, that there are not extraordinary and exceptional conditions pertaining to the particular piece of property. While the lots are deep and one is located on the corner, these characteristics are common throughout the neighborhood and do not constitute an extraordinary hardship. Number four, that these conditions do generally apply to other property in the vicinity. Similar lot dimensions and configurations exist throughout the surrounding neighborhood, and the subject property is not unique. That because of these, number five, that because of these conditions, the application of the UDO to this particular property would not effectively prohibit or unreasonably restrict the utilization of the property. The property will continue to be fully usable as two single-family residential lots, and enforcement of the ordinance does not deprive the owners of a reasonable use of their property. And number six, that the authorization of a variance will be of substantial detriment to adjacent property or to the public good, and the character of the district will be harmed by the granting of the variance. Approval would introduce smaller than required lots and increase density crowding that is inconsistent with the established development pattern and the character of the surrounding neighborhood. Based upon those, I deny this request. Make a motion for it.
Thank you, Mr. Poston. We have a motion to deny this variance request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor of denying this variance request, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carries. This variance request is denied. Are there any other items on this evening's agenda or any announcements from city staff?
No, sir.
All right.
Can I ask one question?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can I appeal this any further?
Yes, sir. You sure can. Yes, sir.
If I get the stats on the Cherokee property and find out if it's in the same zone, and find out that they're below what I'm asking,
Right.
that's the kind of thing, I guess, the only thing I would do.
Yes, sir. And correct me if I'm wrong, appeals from here goes to circuit court? Circuit court, yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
is
sir.
that something that I pay for, or is it still?
That I'm not sure of.
Yeah, what we'll do is we'll issue an order based on tonight's findings.
Okay.
And from the date we essentially, from the date we send that to you, which will be pretty quick, we'll get that out to you probably
Early next week.
early next week. I think you have 30 days to appeal that to the circuit
The only
court.
thing I need to find out, I guess, from you, Elaine, is that house on Cherokee and Edistos in the same zone area?
Right, I'm thinking they might be NC 10, which
Yeah.
is smaller, but
Okay.
I'm not
Well,
sure.
that settles everything. I mean, if it's.
I'll double check
If it's
tomorrow.
not within code, then I understand.
Just call into the office tomorrow and we'll look all that up for you. We'll walk you through it.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, David.
Thank you all for your patience. There being no other announcements, no other, I guess, exciting news, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'm making the motion to adjourn our meeting.
Thank you, Ms. Gregg. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you, guys.
Did everybody say no, or did?
Everybody was unanimous.
Everybody, it was unanimous, okay. Okay, ooh, ooh.